Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the REC Podcast, brought to you by the REC Toycast. I'm your host, Roman Chavez, and with me as always,
Eric Icarus.
Eric,
What's going on?
you can find us on Instagram at REC Podcast. You can find myself at Roman REC Podcast, and you can find Eric just keeping it tight and looking good. All right? That's how he lives his life.
That's all I do.
Keeping it tight and looking good.
Yeah, right, rocking the dad stash. My first act of 2020.
Well, I just wonder, what bet you keep losing. that sometimes you think you can show up in my home with that mustache.
With kids around.
Yeah. Jesus,
I
man.
I want to see if I can, actually be unattractive.
Oh, okay, uh-huh.
That's the bet.
And I gotta say,
it's split down the middle.
Yeah.
Because it's strange because people are like, yeah, you look pretty awful, or you just look pretty.
yeah.
I get it right down the middle, man.
But you always get the word pretty, so you're
I
good
do.
there.
Yeah.
You're good there. Well, I gotta say, you look like a state trooper, at least. If that's what you're going for, you're hitting it. You're hitting it, okay? In other news,
Yes.
In other mustache-related news, no. Well, looks like Bill Sienkiewicz was not lying.
Oh yeah, of
And-
New Mutants fame, right?
Of New Mutants fame, of Moon Knight fame. We were talking about him on a previous episode where he was saying that the director of the New Mutants reached out to him and gave him a new link to a trailer.
Right.
And that he told, us on Kevin Smith's podcast, it looks good. Like,
Right.
You guys, it looks good.
Sure.
So, new trailer dropped yesterday, which was Monday, I believe, the 6th.
Right.
And what did you think of the trailer?
I gotta say it's an improvement.
Okay, yeah.
They gave me... now it lends itself to an X-Men movie. As the first few trailers... Again, if you didn't say New Mutants,
Yeah.
I wouldn't know this was going to be in the X franchise.
Sure.
So it did give me again, the other trailers were soaked with atmosphere.
Yeah.
This one, again, soaked with atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
But you gave me mutant powers.
Mm-hmm.
You gave me more of an overall arc of what's going to happen in the movie.
Yeah, you showed a little bit of what each guy and girl is going to do.
Right. And I feel like the casting for Magic is spot on.
Yeah.
So they got that, and Magic, apparently, low-key, one of my favorite characters for some reason.
Yeah.
Subconsciously.
I think on this show you've discovered your love
For Magic.
for Ilyana Rasputin.
Yes.
The sister of our favorite Rasputin Colossus.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I guess Eric's favorite Rasputin is Magic.
Magic.
If you're into girls or whatever.
Right. Petey's kind of a wuss, man.
Yeah,
he's a powerful poet, baby.
Yeah, he's a beefcake, though.
He is a beefcake.
Don't you
Look at
forget it. That Russian beefcake. Yeah, I'm with you in a lot of those aspects. I actually thought that this was a very good trailer, so I can see what Sienkiewicz was talking about. Because really, like we said, you didn't see much of the power aspect, and at least now you're like, okay, this is X-Men related, and they're really trying to get. I think they're trying to get the feel of the powers, but it's just kind of this horror aspect of the film. I'm intrigued by it, but I wonder what's going on, and I have a wild theory.
Okay.
Here's my wild theory.
What's up?
What if Xavier has already assembled these New Mutants? And I guess to give you a little backstory on these characters, the New Mutants comic book is kind of the third generation of X-Men.
Right.
So we have our original X-Men with Cyclops, Jean, Beast, Iceman, and Angel.
Right.
With Professor Xavier. And then we get what we kind of refer to as GSX, Giant Size X-Men, or even Deadly Genesis is often what it's referred to as well.
Sure.
And that's when we get Wolverine, Banshee, Thunderbird, Storm, Sunfire, Nightcrawler, Colossus.
Thunderbird.
They join Xavier in rescuing the original X-Men.
Right.
So this is we've got 1963 with the original X-Men, and then 75 for the Giant Size, and then the early 80s, I think 81, 80 or 81, we have the New Mutants.
Right.
Because at this point in comics, they're kind of still aging in real time, more or less.
Right.
So, Marvel's like, hey, we need to get more younger audience in. Yeah. So we have this new team of mutants, okay? It's Wolfsbane, it's Cannonball, it's Danny Moonstar, who is Mirage, and she's kind of like Kitty, where she has a bunch of different names. It's Cypher. It's it's all of these new characters,
Right.
and they're super interesting.
Sure.
And these New Mutants down the road end up becoming what we know as X-Force.
Yes.
Most of them.
Most of them, yeah.
Not all, but most.
Yeah.
And it really then takes off, and then kind of that's like the next generation of
Right.
X. That extreme era. This
Yeah.
happens in the 90s, which I never really plotted it out with my words.
Yeah.
Um,
Saying that though, it's interesting. Yeah.
It is. I never really thought about it until just now. So just a little backstory for you there.
Yeah.
So here's my wild theory, and it's too good because all of mine are too good.
Yes.
What if Xavier has already assembled this team of New Mutants?
Right.
Because Cerebro's picking up something really powerful in this abandoned psychiatric ward.
Right.
What if they go there, and Legion is there?
Oh no.
And what if one of Legion's personalities creates this kind of wipes their minds,
Right.
puts oh, you guys are here for treatment, but he's messing with them. And again, for those of you that don't know, Legion is actually the child of Charles Xavier, and Legion's powers he's the coolest, wasted, underutilized X character,
Right.
in my opinion. He has multiple personalities,
Yeah.
and each personality has its own power.
Yeah.
But he is not in control. David Haller is not in control of what's going on. And so they spend a lot of time he loses control. There was a show,
Yes,
Legion,
yes.
on FX that dabbled with that. Still didn't hit it completely home, but did some interesting
Sure.
stuff with the character. But I think that would be really fun, just
Yeah.
a fun comic thing.
Totally.
Because if they're releasing this and they're giving it a theatrical release, we got to remember this is Disney now owns this.
Right.
So why release it? They've technically paid for it. That's dead money. They don't have to release the movie. So could this be the start of something? I think we talked about that in the previous episode.
Yeah, we did.
When we do they start the X-Men here?
Right.
Or do we just kind of retroactively use them?
Sure.
It's very possible.
It'd be a smart way to do it.
Very possible. You could have something of the Legion's powers being so powerful that Xavier makes the world forget there are mutants, or Legion makes the world forget there are mutants. I think this is too broad, but I just had a fun
That's very
thought.
cool, though.
It would be
I'm
very
into
cool,
it, man.
And that would be fun though. They're trying to figure it out because in the trailer, spoilers, we see they try to leave that psychiatric place, and there's a barrier up. So
this definitely has a Shutter Island feel to it.
It has a great
which
agreed.
I'm into. I'm totally into it, man. So,
because it's a different way to do this story.
Yeah. And I'm totally okay with
I don't
this,
associate the New Mutants that much with horror
No.
and stuff.
Oh,
but
no,
there
no.
are a couple darker stories, especially for the time
Sure.
when these characters are being used.
Yeah.
So
why? And you know what? Why not do something a little different anyway?
Uh-huh.
The superhero genre is it hasn't popped. The bubble hasn't popped yet. But,
no.
Why not start exploring different? I feel like we're going to get a little bit more of the horror aspect in the new upcoming Doctor Strange movie. So why not? Maybe Disney's kind of testing the waters. See, okay, let's see how the horror aspect works. Let's see how it goes here.
And let me tell you what I just thought about now. What if Disney's a little concerned about Black Widow and Eternals, and not that they're bad, but that we just ate the best dish
Yes.
served by the MCU.
Oh yeah.
We Avengers Endgame was great. Spider-Man: Far From Home was a fantastic digestive.
I was just getting ready to say that.
Okay. But right now, technically, we have 2 MCU movies and 2 MCU movies only.
Yeah.
Black Widow and the Eternals.
That's it.
Black Widow, a character where we know where her story ends.
Yes.
Eternals, where we're trying to start the new story. So what if they're like, this is interesting enough, but it's below our standards, and it just kind of shows them, like it lowers the bar for the year. What if that's the marketing play? At least Black Widow was better than New Mutants. That's interesting, right?
That's probably exactly what they're doing.
Because I totally feel like that Disney Pixar does that with DreamWorks movies.
Sure.
Where they try to release them, if it's a brand new thing, they kind of release it close to because at least it's better than this DreamWorks movie.
Right. Oh my god.
It wouldn't shock me. That was part of the idea.
I mean, movies are marketed weird, and they're all crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I guarantee that's what they're doing.
I think that might have
it's not
more to
dude,
do.
And it makes you saying that why do this? It's dead money. Yeah,
That's
dead money. Dead money.
Yeah, that's why. So they're using it as a marketing technique.
It's a buffer and a marketing technique. Oh, dude, you nailed it.
Crack the code.
Freaking nailed it.
All right, show's done, guys. Thank you for listening.
Now they're coming after us because we're exposing it.
Yeah, they're gonna look, guys. Please don't hurt us. Just I want to walk on roll. I can die on the screen. Okay. But I think the trailer looks interesting enough to where I'm more excited to see this than I was Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, me too.
So,
me too.
So, I'm very interested in it. I don't think it goes anywhere. But
no.
God dang it, what if it's good?
I know.
What if it's good?
What if it's just really good and then Disney just like, okay, we're going to absorb these guys.
Yeah. And guys, we're super poor with people's names sometimes.
Yeah.
It's the girl from Split. She's playing Ileana Rasmussen. That's fantastic casting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And if the movie's good, I'd like to see more of her.
Me too.
Seeing her opening the portals to hell,
yeah, right?
Getting the arm and the soul dagger.
Yeah.
I mean,
come on!
Oh my gosh! It's like this one. Oh, okay. This is a New Mutants movie. This is a New Mutants movie. Okay.
Yes.
Wolfsbane.
Oh.
And I like to see Roberto. This is going to be our second time seeing a Sunspot, so
yes.
I'm pretty excited about
that.
Yeah. So and you know what? And we didn't talk about it at all. And this is going to be a weird, deep toy cast tie-in. But when we were talking about our X Factor characters that we want to see in action figure form, neither one of us said Sunspot or Richter.
And they're both on the cover.
And they're both on the cover, and they're both visually some of the coolest characters to come out of that New Mutants.
Sure, I'll give you a Sunspot.
Yeah.
Richter looks like Lorenzo Lamas.
Yeah.
The renegade himself.
That was going to be my argument for it. Like, dude, Richter looks just like Lorenzo Lamas.
I always thought Richter was like everybody's mom's favorite toy.
Interesting. Yeah, interesting. I see what you're doing there. And on to the next thing. We have kind of a new thing for us here in the REC world. We're in kind of the awards season.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest with you kids. I follow the results. I'm not tracking the movies. The Golden Globes just happened is what we're getting at.
Yeah.
And it does create some, we talk movies. It does create some interesting talking points. And I do like seeing the winners. I do like knowing who they are. I do like
absolutely.
Seeing... I didn't even know who the nominees were, outside of the ones that pertain to what we like.
Oh, no. That's the thing nowadays is I feel like some of our wheelhouse is in this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's becoming part of the upper crust of cinema.
Especially, as much as I hate to admit it, with things like Joker, with things like, Logan. And I'm surprised.
Shocked.
The fact that, unfortunately, I'm going to start off on a poopy note. Okay?
Sure.
The fact that Logan didn't get nominated for anything
and
was that good really does nullify a lot of these results.
I did think it got a nod for something. It wasn't something important.
It might have been screenplay.
I think that's what it was.
Which I think is important.
That is a big deal.
But Hugh Jackman was awesome.
He was. He should have got a nod.
Awesome. Yes. At least a mention,
Sure.
But right off the bat... the best picture for drama, which I don't like how they do this for the Globes. They do a best picture for drama, and then they do a best picture for comedy/musical. But the best picture for drama, and we talked about it on our spring movie preview.
Yeah.
It was 1917.
Yeah.
So it did release in kind of a limited capacity in December.
Right, so they could get into their foot in the door for the awards season. We did call it.
And it's killing it. It's doing really well in terms of reviews and all of that. And it won Best Picture.
Yeah, and Sam Mendes, Best Director for that.
It's
interesting.
It makes me, we talked about wanting to see it, and I hadn't seen a trailer till the other day.
Right.
And it looks great. So, yeah, I mean...
Well, it's crazy because it was, it was released in a limited capacity.
Yes.
So it's only had 2 months of maybe of screen time for a few people, critics. So it hasn't really had the public at large get their hands on it yet.
Which I dislike.
But I don't like that either.
Tarantino does that a lot with his films.
Sure.
They'll come out in select cities.
Sure.
And usually I think it just has to open in New York and LA.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah. And the large masses haven't seen the movie yet. Comes out this weekend, I believe the 10th, 10th or the 11th. So okay.
Cool. It beat out the Joker.
Which I'm happy about, to be honest, because I've never
I have to see it. I have to see 1917 before I can even.
It's supposedly shot really well.
Yes.
But and we were just talking about Tarantino and the best picture for a comedy or musical. Hey, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I almost just said Mexico. Two very different movies.
Very, very different.
Robert Rodriguez and
buddies. They're homies.
I still have yet to see this movie, so Eric, take it away.
Well deserved. Okay. I mean, looking at its competition, Knives Out, Jojo Rabbit, I'm assuming would have been good contenders for this. But honestly, if this does not win Best Picture at the Oscars, I'm going to be shocked.
Really?
It's that good. It's that good, man.
I don't know if they're still doing like the. I haven't heard anything about them changing it because a few years back they changed it to where Best Picture is now 10 films.
Right.
So it used to be the 5.
Yes.
But now it's been 10 just to be inclusive and then water down any real competition.
Sure.
It feels like. Best Actor in a Drama, Joaquin Phoenix for Joker. Which, I mean, was kind of the sentiment for most people after seeing it.
Oh, big time.
And it's setting up to be interesting because usually the Globes can be a precursor for the Oscars.
Sure. It gives you a little bit of a, they have a really good chance to win.
Yes. So, are we living in a world in which the Joker will have won 2 Oscars?
I very well think that we're
very
going to
possible.
live. Yeah,
it's very possible because regardless of how you feel about the Joker film, Joaquin Phoenix killed
destroyed it.
He was so good. He was so good, and I'm just mad that he didn't do a character that I was familiar with. So
fair enough.
Yep. So
fair enough, man.
That automatically loses my vote. And then Best Actress in a Drama, Renee Zellweger.
Yes.
as she is known from the Chappelle Show. Renee Zellweger from Judy, which actually looked excellent. It's just, dude, I can tell you, we talked about on the show how kind of part of our identity at one point was movies.
Yes.
And I can tell you that high school Roman would have watched Judy.
Really?
I would have. I think the movie looks fantastic.
Okay.
But 36-year-old Roman,
yes,
there's no explosions or comic book stuff in there. I don't care.
It's
not going to put me in a good mood.
Fair enough. But funny enough, 36-year-old Eric, this would be a movie I should be watching, but I'm not interested in it.
Yeah. No.
Don't even care.
I think it looks really good. I think the trailer was really, really strong.
Yeah.
But it's just not... it's about Judy Garland.
Yeah.
If you're not,
yeah.
Or any of the listeners
for sure.
But hey, good for Renee Zellweger. I think that she can be a really solid actor. She just doesn't do anything that I'm super interested in.
Right. I think it's
just
cool.
a matter of taste.
Yeah. I think it's cool is we got our 2 Walk the Line co-stars winning Golden Globes.
Was she in Walk the Line?
She did. She was. But she played June Carter.
Was she? I thought that was Reese Witherspoon. What was she in?
Oh, I'm getting them confused, my man.
Yeah.
Why am I getting them confused?
I genuinely have no idea.
Because
that's what 36-year-old Eric does. And
maybe was she there? I kind of feel like she was there at one for something. I don't know.
I am not sure, to be honest with you. And then Best Actor in a Comedy or Musical, Taron Egerton, which was another big movie that I missed that I wanted to see. I wanted to see Rocket Man.
Did you?
And I like Elton John, and I think Taron Egerton's a really good actor.
That's good.
Guy kills it in every role he's been in that I've seen.
Yeah.
I didn't watch all of Eddie the Eagle. Eddie the Eagle? Yeah. The skiing one. Yeah. But I did catch some of it, and I thought it was interesting.
Let me tell you something, man. I am not liking these rock and roll biopics.
Really?
The Bohemian Rhapsody was garbage. I heard this one doesn't follow a lot of what happened either.
Really?
If you're going to do a biopic, the truth is more entertaining than fiction. In my opinion, if you're going to do a biopic, do it justice. I get you've got to streamline stuff.
Yeah.
And I get you've got to maybe embellish other things to make the story flow. Yeah. I understand that. But when you're straight up lying and saying things that just didn't happen, it's not a biopic at that point.
Yeah, I feel like they need to develop a new term. Like a fiction biopic or something.
Yeah, like
biofiction.
Biofic, I like that.
Biofic, something like that. Just because it's for me, I agree with you. I want to see, I want to see true. I want to see behind the music. That's what I want to see.
That's what I'm saying.
I want to see documentary style. So if they're going to do it with actors and all of that, then I'm fine with them changing things, but be honest about it.
Right.
I'm fine with Hitler being killed at the end of Inglourious Basterds because then I know, okay, this obviously isn't anything based in reality.
No.
So I think that there needs to be a new...
They gotta stop saying based on a true story.
Yeah, inspired by true events is almost better for me.
Even that, sure, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
Or based on a real person
Yeah.
is fine. It's sort of like, yeah, you said, they gotta find a new term, like how we have real wrestling, and then we have wrestling entertainment.
Yes,
It's
yes.
like, you know what I mean?
Biopic entertainment or something in the realm. And then Awkwafina. This girl is straight fire right now. Best supporting actress in a comedy or musical for The Farewell. And you guys are going to hear this a lot. I feel like a broken record. It's not a movie that I've seen, not a movie that I wanted to see personally.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with other than my personal taste and Eric's personal taste.
Yeah.
Eric is so busy, I'm surprised he can record a show twice a week. You know? I can't expect him to go watch Awkwafina's amazing performance in
The Farewell.
In The Farewell.
Yeah.
This is where my sexism comes out.
Okay.
Is because she reminds me of Ken Jeong, and I can't stand Ken Jeong really. Like, I think he seems like a nice dude, but he's not for me.
Fair enough.
She is the female Ken Jeong, and I gotta say that I'm digging her. I thought she was really funny in Crazy Rich Asians, which I couldn't stand Ken Jeong in.
Fair enough.
I thought she was kind of fun in Ocean's 8. I haven't seen Nora from Queens. I actually don't know if it's started yet.
Okay.
But I dig her a little bit more than I do Ken Jeong. And honestly, if The Farewell was on and my wife was like, "Oh, we got to watch this," I would rather watch that than Ken Jeong's stand-up special. Okay,
that makes sense.
All right.
I would rather do a lot of things than watch Ken Jeong's stand-up.
Fair enough. But hey, my hat's off to her, man. She was kind of this middling. Like, she's actually been around for a while.
Yes. Oh, she has.
Doing nothing, like, of merit to, like, get into my bubble.
Right.
And then, just like these last, like, 3 years, she's doing the damn thing. And I gotta at least tip my hat there. She's grinding. Dude, she was rapping at one point.
Yes.
Like, come on now.
It's that old saying, man, it takes 10 years to be an overnight success. So,
I've actually never heard that. That makes a lot of sense.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Whatever. I might get around to it. Who knows? Probably not, never, but never say never ever.
Yeah. Well, now we're in some more meaty things too, and while best actress in a comedy or musical is good, I'm sorry guys, I love Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
and
he's the man.
For Brad Pitt to get a best supporting actor for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I don't know. Does Brad Pitt have an Oscar? I don't think he does.
No.
So,
it's a bummer.
I wonder if he gets a supporting Oscar.
Sure. Give him something. I mean, he beat out... his competition looks a little light. Joe Pesci.
Yeah.
I mean, Anthony Hopkins. I mean, he hasn't been good in a while.
Yeah.
And Tom Hanks is kind of a... Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Al Pacino. I heard The Irishman was good, but...
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, whatever.
Brad Pitt out there, still looking
like amazing.
Man me at 56.
God in heaven.
Dude, he's so good.
Yes.
He just looks so good. And I will watch Once Upon a Time.
You'll get to it. You'll get to it, man.
And I kind of like that Laura Dern is like...
Back in the spotlight.
She's doing stuff again.
Yeah.
And maybe she had been, but again, it's just not in my purview.
Yeah, right. She works a lot with David Lynch. So she's definitely been in my line of sight. So I have been aware of what she's been up to just because she works with a favorite director of mine.
Yeah.
But to see her actually get a Golden Globe for something I didn't see for The Marriage Story. Mm-hmm. Haven't seen it. Actually, honestly, first time I'm hearing about this.
Yeah.
So good for her though. She's been, like you said, grinding in Hollywood, been in the game for so long, and finally getting a little bit of a nod for something. And, it's cool. It's very cool.
While we don't like The Last Jedi, I didn't like Haldo's character except her kind of exit.
Sure.
And hey, Laura Dern, welcome back. You deserve all the love you're getting.
Yeah.
And then our boy. And I like this. I feel like he does win this category a lot in different fashions.
Sure.
But best screenplay was Quentin Tarantino for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So Tarantino really cleaning up at the awards this year. And
if anybody's
gonna speech,
yes, I did.
Yeah, where he was just like, hey, usually I think, all these. I wrote this.
Yes.
And I'm like, good for you.
Finally, I think there comes a time in every artist's journey that they need to stop being humble.
Yeah.
And just be like, listen, I rock.
Mm-hmm.
I'm amazing. And yes, this was pretty much all me.
Yeah.
So yes, I love it. I loved it too.
I chose Brad Pitt.
Yeah, and Leo. And, I put this together. So yes, this happened because of me.
Yeah. So that's good. It's I love seeing. We're big fans of Tarantino on the show.
Yeah.
And it's been nice, even just these last 10 years. He's just really, whenever he releases something, he's getting love, or Christoph Waltz.
Oh yeah.
It's awesome to see. The guy is Oscar gold.
Yes.
If you're in a Tarantino movie, you have the chance to win an Oscar.
Oh, big time.
You do.
Absolutely.
Now, maybe not everybody gets an Oscar, but
you're going to get nod. You're going to get the kudos.
Accolades.
Yeah, accolades. And good. And winning best screenplay, the guy's a dialogue genius.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're going up against him, there would have been a point in time where I'd have been like, him and Kevin Smith go.
Yeah.
Just going to trade blows on that. But
dude, it's so funny that you say that, because I'm such a Kevin Smith fan, and to hear you say something so stupid yet so brave. No, I think that there was a time when we were younger, because you can't compare Tarantino's dialogue to Smith's dialogue right now. But
not now.
But when we were young men, those were our figureheads for writing.
Big time.
And
sort of our foray into the independent circuit was because of Tarantino and Kevin Smith.
Eric just said four-way, just so you guys know.
There was a four-way into the foyer, into the independent circuit.
Oh my gosh.
But, because if I didn't see Clerks, I wouldn't have gotten into a bunch of other crazy, awesome movies. And same with Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, I remember, my first foyer into I had to pause. I almost said it too. Now I'm going to be in an important meeting, and I'm going to say four-way instead of foyer. Was Pulp Fiction, and Pulp Fiction is still one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time.
It still holds up.
It's so good, man. I watch it a couple times a year.
It's so good,
and it's cool because I can start it and I can stop it whenever.
For sure,
that's how much I've watched it, and that's how much I enjoy it. And and I got to be honest with you, I don't think Kevin knows. Even though Kevin's Clerks did get inducted into the Library of Congress, the Films of Congress recently.
Yeah.
So congratulations to him again. But I like Clerks, but I don't like Clerks as much as I used to, whereas I still love Pulp Fiction.
Oh, I mean, that is definitely not one of his better movies, I think.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I think the reason it gets a lot of this praise is because he made it on a shoestring budget, and the dialogue literally carried that movie.
Sure.
But, for me, Kevin Smith, Chasing Amy.
Yeah.
That's in my top 10. It's in my top 10.
In my top 10
and people give me a sideways look when I say that.
Yeah.
Emma, have you seen it recently?
We found that movie at the right time.
I think we did.
And again, Kevin's, we're going to get him his own show. I know he wants it. He needs it. His own REC podcast, The Kevin Smith Story, according to Eric and Roman.
Yeah, big time. I think he's just a great dude. I mean, he's taking his residuals from Miramax and the Harvey Weinstein Company, donating it to women in film. Like, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Especially when you're he's rich, but he's not like he could lose. Like, he's still young enough he could lose it all.
Oh, yeah, for sure. He doesn't have, Tarantino money.
No. Because, again, we'll focus on the Q-Meister, since this was his. He got it. And I'm glad that at least the snobs... It's weird to enjoy something that the snobs are also enjoying as well. Now, like I said, we don't really watch the Globes, but there was one thing that I don't understand, and maybe you guys can explain it to me in the comments below. But Best Animated Feature, which will be our last one that we talk about, because everything starts to get real deep for me and Eric. But Best Animated Feature was The Missing Link.
Yeah.
Eric, you remember The Missing Link, one of the highest grossing movies of the year?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, that was Lion King.
That's right.
And that was Frozen 2.
And Toy Story 4.
And that was Toy Story 4.
And How to Train Your Dragon.
Every other movie in this category is far better. Now, the only one I didn't see Toy Story, to be honest with you, but I will, was Missing Link. And it looked terrible. Physically, now it's stop motion, and maybe that's cool, and maybe there's more
work to it. But...
Yeah, sure. But it feels weird, because now if it wins the Oscar, then I'll be crazy.
I'm going to lose it because, it's more labor intensive, but you're trying to tell a story, and it's a visual market, and if it sucks to look at, you shouldn't be winning this.
Yeah. I have no.
Yeah, I might even have to watch Missing Link to see why. Maybe there's something I'm missing here. You know,
I'm missing not just the link, but everything involved. If I'm being honest, and I don't know. I guess people are interested in it more than not.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's just not. It's not for me.
No,
that's fine. That's fine. What I do like about the Globes is that they do television and they do some other things in there. But for the most part, that's just kind of our jam right there.
Oh yeah. There was not a lot of things television wise that was nominated that really is worth talking about on this. To be honest with you, because I didn't see anything, and I can't subjectively talk about anything that won.
I still need to watch Chernobyl, which did win an award, and there's still a few other things. But I'm surprised Watchmen
isn't on there.
Isn't on there, nor is it being talked about.
The Boys didn't get anything.
Boys didn't get anything. I don't know. Game of Thrones didn't. I don't think Game of Thrones got.
No, they're not allowed in there.
Yeah. So yeah, this award season, guys, we will talk about. I think we'll do the Oscars for sure, but that might be it. That might be it.
Oh, that's it for me.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get the SAG Awards.
Or the Teen Choice Awards. I don't care.
Yeah, dude, the Nickelodeon, what is that one? Is that the Teen Choice Awards? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I want to get slimed.
The whole thing. The whole deal.
Yeah. Was there anything that you saw on those lists that you were like, dang it, I really needed to catch that? And apparently, besides 1917, which, again, comes out wide soon.
Yeah. I don't know, Harriet?
Harriet, yeah, man. Yeah, Harriet. I kind of, and maybe it's super disrespectful, but I wonder if there's a Harriet Tubman story that's like in the vein of Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Like, I'm being serious, I mean no disrespect, but the Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter movie is just okay, but the book was excellent.
Really?
Recommended to me by a friend of the show, the Big Tuna. And Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies, and I guess
this is I think Harriet's it's a touchy subject.
Yes.
I feel like they should maybe Tarantino-ize Harriet. I'm telling you, man, Harriet Unchained. There's a movie there.
There really is, and there was talk, and I think he just mentioned it in passing, or somebody was joking about it too. But he was talking about he would like to do Tarantino would like to do a Inglourious Basterds and Tuskegee Airmen kind of crossover.
I think that was initially what that was supposed to be.
Okay,
was supposed to be it was supposed to be based on that.
Yeah,
and then it just turned into whatever it was. But yeah. I would be down for it. I think it's a touchy subject, but if you do it right, it can be awesome and funny and still pay tribute.
Yes.
And I really think there's something there. I mean, again, I think Tarantino kind of touched on it with Django.
Yeah, that's true.
That is a very touchy subject, and he managed to make it funny, and so you just get so enwrapped in that.
It's so sad, it's still powerful.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it still punches you in the guts, and it's amazing. But yeah, I think I'm with you, man. Maybe there needs to be something there to maybe give more power to what happened there. It was a tragic, terrible thing, but we need to go back and re-fictionalize things in a way that's entertaining.
And at the very least, when Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, when Abraham, I looked into the real history. It made me want to re-look into the history.
Sure.
Just Jane Austen stuff,
of course.
and just what are the, because it especially for me with Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter is they took actual historical records and then gave it a reason why it would be vampires.
Yeah, sure.
Because
that's cool.
The idea is that the South is overridden with vampires,
right?
And that the slaves are the production and it's
right.
all of these things. And it's interesting,
yeah.
And it made me want to re-look into history as well, real history, and super super interesting.
I would be down for Harriet Tubman killing some vampires.
Heck yeah,
seriously, I'd be
vampires.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Well, most of them are.
Yeah, that's true.
In fact, still are.
Jesus. And on that note, kids, that is our show. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you like what we're doing, please hit the subscribe button. Give us a like. leave us a comment. Are you big into the award shows anymore? Every year, the viewership is down and down.
Oh,
and
yeah.
down, because it's just become such a masturbatory thing for the stars.
Oh, yeah. I think that's why they get Ricky Gervais in it to remind them.
Yeah, put them in their place.
Put them in their place.
Oh my God, Ricky Gervais is the boys of actors of Hollywood.
He's the butcher.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that is great. Eric, what did you learn today?
Foyers are not four ways.
So I learned that Ricky Gervais has more importance to me than I initially thought. Kids, thank you so much for tuning in. I have been your host, Roman Chavez.
I am still Eric Icarus.
And we will catch you next time.